So
Hate it.
yeah, uh, we're all here. I think everyone can hear everyone and see everyone. If you are in the audience, click my stream that shows the Disney Lorcana trading card game logo right now. So that later on, when we get to showing some of the visual stuff, you'll be able to see it and it's not in a tiny box. So make that bigger. If it's your first time here, obviously for the people that have been to these before, they know the deal. But yeah, let's get started. One sec. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm Richelle Brady from Ravensburger, Global Community Engagement Manager, and a big part of my job is setting up things like this where the team gets opportunities to talk with the community and vice versa. The community gets to hear from the people behind the game. And so today's people behind the game, we have Steve Warner, who I think everyone at this point knows, head of game design and development at Ravensburger. And then Lukas, is it Litzinger? Did I say that right?
Litzinger.
Litzinger? Okay. But game design manager at Ravensburger. And then Alyson lead game developer at Ravensburger. So
Really excited to be here. This is my first time on the main stage.
Let's get it.
I'm really happy that you could join for the first time and hopefully many more times. And for content creators that are joining us today, which I think Katie might have gotten dropped.
Yeah, I think she's having some internet issues. She said that she will be returning though. She's going to be back.
Okay. It is filling up really quick.
Bandwidth related issues, I think. But I'm super happy to be here. You know, this is my first time on the main stage, and hopefully this is not my last time on the main stage. I'm excited, you know, to ask some of these questions and get some of these answers, you know, Ariel style. We're in the building. Go. It's nice to meet all of you as well. We did, I'm not being rude. We did do formal introductions before this started, Richelle. So there you go. We all know each other now.
That's true.
Everything was working perfectly during the test. You know, maybe not so much now, but during the test.
Let's Katie back.
Yo, Katie. Katie's coming through. I can feel it. I can feel her. I can feel her presence. I think it's just
Katie, are you here with us? Are you here in the room, Katie?
We summoned you.
Maybe that's more of a Whispers in the Well main stage
Possibly.
discussion.
Haunted Mansion location confirmed. There you go. Richelle, I think you're leaking right now. I'm joking. Jokes. Oh man. Well, yeah. Let me shoot her a message. I think
Katie rotated out.
Not yet. Still got a couple weeks.
All right. Shot a couple text messages. But hopefully everybody's enjoying it. I mean, hopefully everyone is feeling well out there. I can't quite see the chat, but I'm assuming they're only saying very kind things about everything, and everything is just super peaceful. And how was your guys' morning though? To start this off, while we wait on Katie to get back in. Very cool. Very chill.
Seattle traffic's always fun.
Oh, I love it. Right? I love it. We have about like 2 more weeks of this nice weather, and then it's over for us. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt, I suppose.
I am excited that it is not over 90 degrees today in Seattle, because the past couple days it's been over 90. And if anybody's been to Seattle, we are one of the top 3 cities in the US without a lot of air conditioning. So I do have, I don't want to like complain too much because I do have air conditioning downstairs. I just don't have air conditioning upstairs where I sleep. But some people don't have air conditioning at all, which is awful for the couple of weeks.
That's a very very normal thing for this region. It took me so long to get used to that because I'm from Georgia originally, and I roll in and there's no AC. Like, it's a normal thing to walk into a house and hey man, can you turn it? It's kind of hot in here. What are you talking about? Put a fan on. Just go outside. I don't know. It takes a while to get used to that. So people count your lucky stars. That's a thing.
Exactly. Yeah, coming from the Midwest or South, where AC is literally everywhere, it's weird being in spaces where that's just not a given. Like when I moved up to Minnesota after college, like I didn't even think to ask, like, is there AC in the apartment? And so then I moved into my apartment, and I'm like walking around the apartment, being like, how do I turn on the AC? And it's not there. It doesn't exist.
Dang, dude. Hate to see it. Oh, I saw some chat. I see Katie is here. She's probably in the vents with me. Come on, Katie. You got this. She's pushing through. We found her. She's located. She's like running through the crowd, jumping on the stage. She's gonna power slide across. It's gonna be epic. Here it is. It's coming.
I sent her an invite.
I'm ready for the rain.
All right, did I do it? Did I get back in?
You are back.
Oh my goodness, that was stressful. The vents are very twisty, guys. I don't recommend it. GDZ made it sound simple. He made it seem like, guys, you just go in there. Don't worry about it. Terrifying. Do not do that.
You didn't see the maps? You didn't see the maps I left behind?
There's a lot of cryptic stuff there. To be fair, I got stuck because I was looking at the notes for this presentation and I got scared. So I was reading that. It was exciting, fun. So I'm here. Let's dive in and let's do it.
We're good. So yeah, we have today JDZ and Katie. So you both thankfully are here now. And I also did want to mention, like, it's been great getting you guys on board and working with you more lately. And I really wanted to have both of you together for this because you both are also become such great friends.
Oh.
Like at Gen Con, when I asked JD a question about if he saw you, and he immediately sent me this photo. So
yeah, I might. Yeah, we're matching. You can't really get better than that, right?
Yeah. And I asked, I was like, where's Richelle? That's the first question I asked. I was like, why is Richelle not here? I mean, where's Richelle? Get her in here. We did miss you. Your presence was missed at the Gen Con situation. It was a good time. Granted, we did speak about why you didn't come, and I understand that kind of makes sense as well. I'm not going to say anything about that, but it was a really good time, and you were missed. Okay, I must say.
So the topic today is Fabled, and I think one of the biggest things that we're going to talk about today has to do with rotation and just kind of re-explaining what it is, and then why the team felt that it was something that was needed for Lorcana.
Who wants to?
Are we in? I'll jump in. So I've been playing TCGs for a very long time, and I've experienced some games with rotation, some games that don't have rotation. And I know a lot of people, this is their first TCG. They haven't had the opportunity to experience this before. This is the first time they've done it. Can you just talk about the importance of rotation and why we have it? We'll kick it over to you, Steve, first, since you're the MVP. You know what I'm saying? We're going to throw it over to you. Why is rotation a thing? Why is it important? And what made us assume this model of gameplay? I'll ask.
So rotation has a number of benefits to it. The primary one is that it keeps the environment, the meta, fresh and new without having to force cards to cause people to start playing different cards in different decks. And without that, you get into kind of an arms race of cards in order to get new decks to exist in the world, or you have to ban cards, sometimes seemingly at random, so that people are forced to make new decks. And so we feel like rotation is the better format for us because it makes it so that everybody knows when and what cards will be rotated out, and it will help us create new environments for new cards to come in and have their time to shine.
One of the great things about rotation, and I know rotation can sometimes be a scary word, especially if like this is your first card game, but one of the great things about rotation is it does allow like new strategies to flourish. And so if you're not rotating and you're not power creeping, like the same decks will be played over and over again, and it gets a little bit boring and stale. And as a collectible card game releasing multiple sets a year, like part of the excitement is finding new things to try and deck building and playing against new strategies. And so we want to always have exciting new things for people to experience. And without rotation, it's kind of like if, you know, you never do spring cleaning in your house and you just keep stacking more and more stuff, you become a hoarder, you're just putting it all around the room. And then, you know, it's hard to find things. And then you just start using the same couple of things over and over again because it's too hard to, you know, change your routine. And so like rotation is kind of like spring cleaning for us, where it allows us to actually kind of refresh the meta, as Steve was saying, and also get exciting new things to be explored.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is knowing that a lot of this, we're like, oh, we just found out about it. But you guys, you're brewing, you're in the kitchen coming up with these ideas. So, I mean, with some of these, the rotation probably was something that came up pretty early. So is this something where, how early in the development did you guys start thinking about this? And how much does that come up as you are developing these sets where you're like, okay, this is something that's coming up. What goes in the bucket of possibly rotating and things like that?
I couldn't say exactly when we started thinking about it. It was definitely early on. We knew that we were going to be facing a choice. Obviously, the choices are: do you rotate or do you start banning a bunch of cards? And as the explanation before was the reason why we chose rotation. And I will say that there are the people that really like just playing all of the cards that come out, and that's why we do plan to fully support Infinite. You know, we expect that there will be new cards that people will like and enjoy, and of course we're always watching, so we'll keep a close eye on Infinite to make sure that stays a fun and exciting environment as well.
That's a good point. Infinite, we're almost in the Infinite meta, which is exciting.
And from a card design standpoint, while we're just talking about that, just really quickly, can you talk about, are you guys going to continue to design cards for both of the formats, or are you just going to kind of design in a vacuum? Kind of, how does that process work now that we have this situation where we're in a post-rotation world? And I know a lot of players are going to be focused on the core construct. I know a lot of competitive players there, but there is going to be this infinity format that a lot of players are going to focus a lot of energy there. Is there some limitations that you have because you got to really manage all of these card effects and also focus on the core construct game? You might want to take that one.
I'll say
yes.
Sorry. Sorry. We'll go with
worries.
Lucas.
I will say just as far as like
Lucas
design.
was excited. I'll let him go.
Yeah. As far as design, like we're always looking to design like interesting cards, fun cards, cards that like change things up without, you know, changing the game from underneath you, because sometimes card games can get a little bit too far away from like the core mechanics of like what makes that card game successful and exciting. But from a design standpoint, like we just kind of, you know, look for new interesting things to, you know, basically design within the confines of the game. But from a dev standpoint, obviously like rotation and also infinite format do pose a little bit more of a challenge. And Ali, as a lead dev, I imagine you have a bit of a different perspective on infinite versus contracted.
We definitely keep our eye on what we think will be good in Infinite. Any new card that comes out, we do try to think back, see what would be good. But generally, we are looking for developing through the core constructed, while just keeping an eye and our minds set on Infinite as well.
Yeah, I think the chat has picked up on its infinity and beyond, which is appropriate given some of the announcement lately. But yeah, that infinity format, I'm very excited about. I know we've heard spoilers about, not spoilers, but the promo coming for the infinity format. So, but Fabled, you know, before we get to that, we have these cards coming, which has been very exciting to see. It's been reveal season, but also a little bit of conceal season, because we've seen some of our favorite cards possibly, you know, going on the bench for a little bit. Was there any emotional feelings as you're like, hey, this card is gonna take a moment to sit on the bench for this round?
I think from my perspective, a lot of the cards that are going to be rotating out, they're ones that had their time to shine. They've done a pretty heavy lift and a large job of adjusting the meta around them. So I think that it's time for them to kind of take a break and let some new cards shine for a while. And you never really know. Just because it wasn't printed in Fabled doesn't mean that we'll never see it again.
I think real quick on the topic of new cards, we'll come back to the conversation of rotation and reprints and all that. But I thought it would be good if we talk about some of the new archetypes that are found in Fabled. So the first one being Goofy Movie and how there's all these songs and singers and things like that related around it. If I guess on the game dev team, if one of you would like to start and then continue there.
About the Goofy Movie in general?
Goofy Movie in general, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the great things we did, I think, is add Singer to some Ruby cards in Fabled. It really does open up the field. Powerline is the world's greatest singer, so we fully felt it was needed to be on there. And in my perspective, Ruby has a lot of passion behind it. So singing, you bring forth all you have and passion behind it, so it really fit within that color.
I also think that one of the advantages now is that since Ruby does have Singer as well, it does let you combine Amber and Ruby if you want to really focus on singing. And Powerline's got some really cool effects combined with a lot of the more recent songs that have come out. So you can do some neat things.
It's very fun.
Yeah, and I know
Ruby has some
Ruby
fantastic songs.
Ruby getting Singer. We do have the Max Goof chart topper on screen, I believe, if I'm saying it correctly right now, which doesn't have Singer. We are only expanding Singer to Ruby for now, and we do think it is important to maintain distinctions between the different ink types. So it is in Ruby, but as you can see, you could also build a Ruby Emerald deck that cares a lot about songs and song cards as well, and caring about actions, and then again more specifically songs, is also an Emerald thing, because Emerald cares a lot about action cards.
And I gotta say,
It's
this card is amazing. I love this card. I can't wait to play this card. I think it's very dynamic artwork. I know we're not talking about the art, but the card itself and the effect is actually quite cool as well. So I'm looking forward to it. And I do like the expansion of having a Singer going into a different color, because as of that moment, Amber was the only color that had Singer, and I think every other keyword up until that point had at least 2 colors that shared that ability. So I think that's kind of fair. I think it kind of balanced it out a little bit. I enjoy that. Is there any other hesitation on maybe adding, like, diversifying those different keywords to different cards in future sets, or as the game continues to go along?
It's definitely something we're always going to be reevaluating, and honestly, like, just even thinking about like our philosophy of like reprints and selecting reprints for set 9 Fabled, a lot of it did have to do with like, where do we see this ink type in the future? Where do we want to push this ink type moving forward, and how do we want people to kind of interact with this ink type? And so a lot of the cards that we select are kind of more indicative of how we see the identity of that ink moving forward. And so some of the cards I think that we have left out, maybe we feel like don't match where we kind of want to push that in the future. And I think we'll probably be talking about a couple of those a bit later.
I think it's very fun. You guys mentioned, I think, in an earlier discussion that you're reaffirming some of the ink characteristics, and which has been a very fun thing. I think at D23, the last D23, you guys showed a chart that talked about the different ink identities, and they all have their different properties. So I think it's fun to see that play around, and I'm scared of Ruby Singers, but very excited. So I think that's going to be very fun to see play out here.
And there's another thing I saw talking about archetypes in this new Fabled format. We saw that there's a lot of evasive synergies that are coming in. We saw the new Dumbo cards. There's a lot of cards that interact with evasives and do this with evasives. Was that a part of the plan to kind of change the Amethyst identity to go Oh, this card is great. This Dumbo card. I love.
How'd
the
you do
design
that?
of
How'd you
this
summon the next card to be on top of it?
Hey, I don't know. No, but seriously, I think this card is really cool. I think the design is super fun, and I think that people are going to really come up with different unique ways to play this. Not just the standard ways, but a multitude of different ways. Was that a part of the identity going into this, making Amethyst more of this evasive strategy? Kind of, it still has a draw aspect and still has some game lore aspect, but now we're kind of leaning on this evasive identity. We can kick back over to you, Steve or Lucas, whoever wants to jump in and take this. Or
I'll take a little bit of it and then I'll send it to Lucas. I think that evasive has always been part of Amethyst's identity and making sure that there are cards that are very useful in the current meta to show that off is always going to be important so that you feel those identities as you play those colors. And so this was just a really good way to kind of push into that environment.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely want evasive to be a big part of Amethyst's identity, and so it's really fun to make some evasive payoff cards. Payoff cards that, actually care about your other characters having evasive. Dumbo is one. There's a couple other cards like Timothy, I believe. I don't know if he's actually been spoiled, so I won't say more than that. But it's probably has. I don't know. Richelle can tell me later or now. But
Yes.
I will say that evasive just being part of the game is something that is really important, and it's kind of one of our what we call evergreen keywords. And so you'll see it, of course, in several of the ink types, and you'll see it in every set because it does kind of like move the game forward toward a conclusion. So you can always gain lore, but obviously your evasive characters are generally a little bit safer, and so it allows you to safely gain lore, which is something that we see as a big positive for making sure that games take a reasonable amount of time.
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's also very fun seeing these kind of modular type cards where you have to kind of pick. You don't get everything. And I think those are one of my favorite things to see as a player because, you get to pick what cards you put in your deck. But then with cards like this, it's, this isn't an or, but still, you only have so much ink, so many things to do. So, and you can only exert this Dumbo once unless you build it with other cards. So it's very fun to see what you can build it with to get that readying ability. So I'm very excited and scared a little bit. This elephant you wouldn't think would be scary, but I'm a little scared.
Absolutely. I agree. And to your point, Katie, I do like cards like that too, that you could just if they're modular, you don't have to do it one way. Because they could have easily have made this like you have to do or a dual link or something, or you have to do X, Y, Z in order to trigger this. No, you just have to play Amethyst. You can play it with a multitude of different strategies, different colors, and it just gives people players the freedom to kind of do whatever it is, the thing that they want to do. I love that about this design, and I'm excited. I'm super excited for Fable, honestly, to try these new things out for sure.
Yeah. It's soon.
So
It's
speaking of
scary and
new
exciting.
things, there's one other strategy in Fabled that there's cards that existed before, but Fabled really gives it a few new tools. And we have a couple of card reveals related to it. The princess strategy.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I know some
Okay.
people just got excited. Enchanted Kim
Wait a
just went,
minute.
oh
Hold
my,
up.
oh
Let's get it. We got
my
bees in the
goodness.
building. Your
So
princess
this,
characters get +1 strength and +1 willpower. Very simple, very clean, very elegant. I like the art too.
yes,
Oh my goodness.
I know, and a 5/4. So he's coming in. He's a gentleman, but he's going to protect the ladies, which is very, very exciting here. The ladies can protect themselves, but he's going to lend a hand. He's a
Yeah,
courteous gentleman.
he's just giving them the strength and courage they need in order to protect themselves. Okay, he's just giving them a little bit of motivation. I think this card is neat. How did this card perform in testing? Is there anything that you can discuss to talk about the how this card performed? Because I'd like to hear from you guys when you guys are sitting around playing these cards and getting to know these cards a lot. I'm sure the community would like to know how do these things work out, and how did a card like this perform in your testing?
Seems like a great question for our lead developer.
Let's go.
This card was a lot of fun in
Mhm.
testing. The entire Prince strategy has been something that we've hinted on through the last 8 sets leading to this one. Princesses are a big part of our game and Disney in general. And he felt a lot of fun to play. He made a lot of the princesses be able to challenge better, be able to receive challenges a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And just add the actual added stats to it just helped out a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, one of the aspects that I really like about this card is that it's actually more of a surprise than you would think. A lot of people will plan based off of what they see on the board at the time, and so when they think that your princess isn't going to be strong enough to not only challenge but may not get out of the challenge without being banished themselves, this can completely change that math all of a sudden, and that's one of the elements that I really enjoy about cards like this.
As anyone who's ever been sent to Under the Sea, things like this are very exciting to say. But wait, there's more. So this one's very exciting, and also, I mean, I think players, we see cards like Last Slipper, where you're going to go ahead and get an ability that needs a prince, and people say, well, where do I get a prince? So I love the synergy feeding into it. These cards are becoming more powerful as more comes out, and now I'm like, I gotta get that Last Slipper back out. So that's fun to see.
Nice. I think it's a hero, Prince King Sensor Core. I think that worked for Princess too. Maybe you got a Amber Steel Princess
Amber
strategy
Seal, it's
there.
still here.
Amber Steel lives. Amber
Yay.
Sapphire Princesses Prince deck. It could be fun. It could be a good time. I think this is I think it's cool. I like this card, and I think it's. I mean, the art is really nice. Maybe it's got some enchanted love too. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
Whoa,
No
whoa, whoa,
spoilers. I don't
no,
know
whoa,
anything.
whoa, 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 whoa.
I like
I mean,
beast.
so speaking of Amber Sapphire, early on in these previews, we showed that Aurora is coming back, the Floodborn Aurora.
Yeah.
And a lot of questions that we've got over the past week was, okay, but what's a good shift target to play her?
Do tell.
Maybe
Wait a minute.
it's this
Oh,
one.
That's beautiful. Okay, I know we're not supposed to be talking about the mechanics.
know-
This is
I know.
tough. We're engineers here, but it's hard not to go when you see it.
Oh my goodness.
This
Same,
this might
same.
be my second favorite card of the set. I think we're seeing my favorite card of the set a little bit later. And it is funny because I think the cards that I'm like, oh, these are some of my favorites in the set are actually the lower rarity ones. Not necessarily. I mean, the Dumbos are awesome, and Power Lines and Max Goofs, but I really like simple effects that are also very strong. And this is a simple effect that is very strong and really gives you a lot of incentive to play princesses or queens, which is, I think, fantastic. And I will say, Beast is fun, but Beast is a prince, and this is a princess. So a princess that also cares about princesses, cherry on top.
There you go.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We love strong women sitting in chairs in this game, and here she is, and I'm so excited. And we talk about playing on the curve, and so cards like this are fun because, like you mentioned, shift targets are important, but this also gives you the ability to get that, lantern type ability that we all love from
Right.
set one. So when you guys design the cards, how much are you talking about playing things on curve and that kind of, that decision tree where you play the card, but then what's next?
Within development, we think about the curve quite a bit. This particular card played very, very well. It's one of those ones that I generally include immediately when I'm trying to build a princess deck.
Oh.
The art's just fantastic. And yes, being able to just have other princesses in your deck that matter helps out a lot.
I will say playing
and
curve is
queens.
important.
It's
It's true.
You
Have
have
to
that
have queen
big
in there as well. Yeah, playing on curve is important because it kind of sets the ceiling in a lot of ways for a card. What is the earliest you can get a card out? And that's also why, cost reduction is so powerful. It allows you to play kind of above curve. But that is something that we do look at is what is the ceiling for the card and what is the floor for the card. And, some cards you do want to have high ceilings and low floors, but other cards, it's okay sometimes to have pretty high floors and high ceilings. And I would say this is actually a pretty high floor, high ceiling card that can really make you want to play a princess deck. And it's important to have those with cards that are kind of telling you to go into a specific strategy. You need the payoffs to be good because we are asking you to actually jump through quite a big hoop and quite a big cost when deck building.
Right.
It's fun to see that because I feel like JDZ can probably also attest that we've all felt like there's a journey. You see it. You see racers. You see 2 racers. You see 3 racers, and now it's the princesses, which have always been there, but now the princess decks are coming.
it's all coming together. I just can't wait to quest. I can't wait to quest my Aurora and just play Aurora for free, just for the vibes only. I mean, I know it's probably a suboptimal play, but you can definitely do it. And like you said, on the curve, this card is probably good on one, but you probably don't have to play it on one all the time. You can put it in a little bit later and then just get some late game value as well. So it's got some little utility to it, and the artwork is just super clean. Aurora's, she's awake, huh? She's actually doing her
Sometimes
duty.
she wakes
That's
up.
clean.
She wakes up
Every
and
now and then. She's asleep a lot too, though.
So,
Wake up.
so
Yeah, so-
it's safe to say that like you're gonna want playsets for this Aurora.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
For
for sure.
many reasons. I mean, I'm looking at it. I like everything I see so far. Great work, guys.
What about this one?
Oh,
Okay. All
come
right. She
on.
got me. That was a
Come
tee up. You
on.
teed us up. That is the
Come
beautiful.
on. Dude, that is so clean. I
It
need
is
more,
iconic.
Richelle. I need more borderless cards. I think we just do more. Let's get more of those in there. I'm a big fan of the epics. I need more. I think we need to just have more of that because I just think that looks so nice and it just looks so clean and elegant. That
epic?
artwork is beautiful. It's epic,
Oh.
what you would say.
Yeah.
There you
It's stressful. I think we talk kind of about, reprints and all those fun things. And this set, I'm just like, okay, well, I need that. I need that very bad. When I saw Cusco Most Wanted Llama, I said, that's very wanted, extra wanted. And this is a great example where I needed it. And now I very much need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm already gonna be impoverished. Fable's
You're
taking me out.
scheming,
Katie.
dreaming,
I'm done,
scheming. You're
man.
in the vents, back up
I'm
there.
in the poorhouse. Like I don't know if I'll be able to eat. It's gonna be all noodles coming my way because I'm buying all these cards. Like I need them all. It's insane.
Well,
It's
they're
so good.
And I do love the new stamp at the bottom. I think that's one of my favorite things, the little rarity symbols as a collector. I know a play, but I can't resist a collecting moment. So
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the moment too where it peaks. I know I always try not to look. This is pack strategy, but I'm like, don't look, because if you look, that it's gonna make it not magical. But then if you see
Yeah.
that little glittering,
So-
you're like, oh no.
Yeah, do you all go from the front of the pack to the back, or do you just skip directly to the back?
I got to
no
see all the cards. No skips.
Yeah.
No skips.
No skips. You gotta earn it.
And that is one downside to your point, Lucas. That's one downside of seeing these these new borderless cards. Every now and then you get like a little sneak peek.
Get a little, yeah.
I got
You're
one,
like,
baby. We got it.
I know something's there. It's something good.
And it's Huey, man. You just got Huey.
Yeah,
What's
it's
Don't get
Duck.
middle ducked.
You just got
Just a
ducked.
misstep.
Get ducked.
You just got ducked, pal. Take it. Take that with you in your travels,
It's still
man.
exciting. I'm still missing one of the 3 ducks, so honestly, I'll take it because one of the 3 duck children, nephews, are eluding me. But this is very, very cool, and I cannot wait to play. Like you said, obviously we think of Amber Steel as the princess royalty deck, but you mentioned Sapphire, which is a very fun little zigzaggy of a deck that has been only getting stronger each set. I'm like, this is happening. Ludwig von Drake, Aurora coming together, doing stuff. You don't expect it, but in Lorcana, it can happen.
For sure. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So we are going to go back to talking about the rotation, and there was some conversation between you guys about cards that were chosen, cards that like philosophies of the ink colors and why certain cards are staying in.
Mhm.
But we're going to take a moment to talk about each ink color and maybe some key cards that are not coming back.
Beautiful.
We are
Richelle,
gonna
you're
go
putting
in
us on the hot
color
seat here.
order. Yeah,
This is conceal season. We had reveal season, now it's conceal.
Yep. Yep.
this was also a bit of a heartbreak to put these slides together. So I feel the pain that everyone else is about to feel.
Hey, I mean,
Oh.
let's remember these cards are not gone. In Infinity,
They're still in Infinity.
Infinity format, you can play these cards.
Yeah.
Kitchen table, you can play these cards. You can still play these cards. They're not gone. They're just
Everybody-
maybe not as prominent and core constructed.
Everybody just
I'm
get the F's ready. Just get the S ready,
Yeah,
not S for
the
Fable.
chat
F's
is
in the just
exciting.
F's in the chat, please, for the
So
one time.
we're gonna start with Amber,
Okay.
and my icon makes
no.
this hurt.
Oh.
Oh. All right.
Well, those are some cards
Oh,
right
yeah,
there.
shoot.
Classic.
Wow.
Get the
Can
F's
you
in,
have an
please.
Amber?
Oh.
These are
We probably,
aura.
we probably should have put something on the slide like not coming back.
Yeah.
Just so
I know.
people
I
for
realized that
context.
as I was leading into it. These are not coming back.
These are not coming back.
Not coming back in
Confirmed.
stable.
Yeah, not coming back.
Confirmed. Oh my goodness.
There's always a chance these could come back in future
Four
set
puns.
somewhere in Lore.
It's Mickey Mouse. I think was Mickey Mouse Club. It's not goodbye. It's see you real soon, or or see you soon.
Yeah.
Or see ya, far in the future.
See you
Yeah.
later. Soon, later,
Yeah.
never. We don't know, but either
but
way,
can-
these are classics.
Can we discuss this? Why were these cards not coming back? And I have my own ideas, because if I were on the design team, I would want when I'm doing rotation for the first time, I would want a new fresh game with no iconic cards, no staples. We're starting over fresh. What is from your guys' perspective? Like, why would you leave? Why are these cards not coming back in particular? We're talking Ariel, we're talking Rapunzel, very iconic cards, super powerful cards. Why did you guys decide to leave them off?
So I think I'll start because it goes back to the same philosophy that I was talking about earlier, where they've had their time to shine. These are two
Yeah, they
cards
did.
that I'm sure everybody here has seen a lot of and played against a lot of them. And what we wanted to do was provide the other cards a chance to shine, um, and give these ones a bit of a rest. They've been in a lot of decks. They've had a lot of time. They need their break, and so yeah, that's a philosophy that we went with. And as we've stated, there's always infinity. There's always the chance that they come back in the future. We just don't know yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that I think both of these cards were cards that we discussed in depth as far as whether or not we wanted to bring them back. I think neither of them were particularly close to coming back. I think they were both like, yep, we will make sure that we will make sure that we do our due diligence and see if this is something that we think kind of our new meta that we hope and kind of, I don't want to say envision, because like we give you a sandbox and tools to play in, and we do a lot of testing. Like Ali's team does so much testing, like they do a fantastic job, but like the number of games that players will play is going to completely like dwarf the number of games that we can play and test. And so I will say that like we do want to make sure it's a fresh and exciting new meta for people to explore. And both of these cards are just like so efficient and so best in class at what they do that like they would just push out a lot of other cards that we were excited about.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I
that's a good
mentioned.
point. They do hamper some of the future designs because in Ariel's case, she makes things a bit too consistent sometimes, especially when dealing with songs, which are it's a very fun mechanic, and when you're being limited by something like that, it can cause problems. And of course, Rapunzel makes putting damage on anybody's character kind of dangerous because you could get really punished for it. And so that can have severe impacts on the rest of our designs going forward.
Yeah, and I think,
Yeah,
a good sign that a card is powerful is when you say, well, I instantly put 4 of Rapunzel in the deck. I mean, it's very hard to find an Amber deck where people are like, well, you put 4 of Rapunzel, then you build, the 54 other cards. So I think that's a good sign that maybe it's a little powerful if you can't think of a world where you wouldn't include it. So I'm sure it was heartbreaking to have those conversations, but exciting because when 4 cards go out, then it's what 4 cards am I going to put back in?
Even just an anecdote from my end, that when the game dev team is working on sets, I can see what they're working on. I have access to kind of look in after they've gone through certain levels of it. And Fabled at one point early on, Rapunzel was on the we might keep her list, and I went to Steve and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Rapunzel's safe." On the next version of the list, she was not safe anymore.
Oh,
See,
no.
it's actually Rochelle's fault for asking.
It's my fault
Yeah.
for
It's
bringing
you
it up.
shouldn't have asked. Don't ask the answers to or questions you don't want answers to,
Yeah. And
Yeah, I guess
Rochelle's profile pick has been Rapunzel for so long
Yes.
here
Yeah.
on Discord, so she's gonna have
It
to.
did with
I guess she can
rotating.
leave it. It's Infinity Beyond with Rochelle.
that's
Yeah,
where
that's where
Rochelle's
she
just
always
gonna play
wanted to be.
Infinity from here on out.
So, with that, we'll
This
move
is
on to Amethyst, which again, we're showing some cards that have seen a lot of play.
Don't be friends, please.
it's
Don't be
gonna be
friends.
the bounce. It's the bouncy. No,
Oh,
no.
Fox,
But
no. We need Fox.
could you?
Fox, we could. That was open for Fox.
Which
No.
we can say, I think as a player, there's times where you replace the ink with the identity of the ink because instead of saying we say song instead of amber, we say bounce instead of amethyst. So how was it knowing that? People say bounce instead of amethyst when they build decks. So how was it knowing that you're kind of taking away part of the bounce mechanic? Not all of it. There's only 2 cards. We don't know. but this is a sign that you guys talked about. Hey, maybe we're done bouncing a little bit for a while.
Well, just like we talked about with Rapunzel, I think just about every Amethyst deck started with 4 Madame Mim foxes. It again, it falls down to we want to make sure that the decks going forward can be new and exciting, and people have new things to figure out. And so the more kind of posts that we have from the past that say just run this deck again, the less people get to do that. And so we wanted to make sure that we kind of had fresh posts for people to try out. And so yeah, these two just simply couldn't come with us right now.
Yeah, and we do like to have some counterplay to our cards. And I will say, something like Merlin Goat, really fun, great stream card when, you like top deck a goat to win the game. But there can be other burst lore cards that can fulfill that role. And like, it's just, there's not much counterplay to a goat. Like you play it, and then any way that it leaves play, like you're gaining a lore. And so that's something else that we take into consideration is like, what is the play pattern that we want? I think it was neat texture for a while, but it's definitely something that we don't want to be in every rotation.
Oh, for sure. I didn't see Merlin Crab on here, and I didn't see Friends on the other side. I'm
That's
assuming
a snake.
they're
So,
coming in, so I'm just gonna hold my breath. But I'm not gonna put you on the spot or anything.
I don't
But
see it. I don't see
just
it.
blink one time if those cards are staying. Okay, that's it. That's a blink.
We have,
Okay, and we're
are there friends? Are there friends? Do we have friends? Help. I need friends.
Epic friends, please. You
I don't
blinked.
have any
You blinked.
friends.
You blinked. That was a confirmed blink. No, I'm kidding. But
All right.
it does make sense. Like, and I do concur. It does break my heart because these are cards that I absolutely love. I love to play Amethyst colors. I love Madame M Fox. It's one of my favorite cards, especially against like very aggressive decks. She's like a comfort, warm blanket. You get to put 2 of them together. Madame M, pick up Madame M. You're just taking out everything. I did that for a long time, and it's just too good. Okay, so I understand. Just kind of getting a new face on the game. I think these are some solid hits to remove in rotation for the core
Yeah.
constructed. Granted,
Remove,
Infinity will always be there.
rotate it. We don't remove here. This is
Yeah.
it's
There
going.
you go.
No. Okay. No. People.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah. This is.
This is the joke.
Oh yeah, we're celebrating
Yeah.
on this
This
one.
is.
We're
Yeah. You
like,
scared
whoa,
people. This is a
hold on.
happy. Sorry.
Oh,
You scared.
Yeah, I'm
This
not
is
sure
not.
too many
this is
people
a
are
W.
sad about these.
Yeah. You
Who's
scared me
sad?
because I saw
W's
them
in the
together.
chat.
Yeah. This is
W's.
scary to see together, but once you
Goodbye
put
and good
context.
riddance to these right here. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to say a whole lot about
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
these cards in particular aren't coming back. I don't think I've seen a ton of people even ask for their inclusion, but I'm sure there are fans of these cards. They're very powerful cards, so of course people are going to like to play them. But playing against them, a bit of a different story. A little bit more of a negative play experience.
Yeah, I mean, Prince John felt a little bit like an item at times as he just stood there and said, "Do what you must, for you cannot reach me." So, I think there are people that are sad. I'm not one of them, but I
No
think
chance. No
Now,
chance.
Prince John is another one of those where it's like, right, similar to Go. Like, what's the counterplay here? Like, unfortunately, putting Ward on this card really removed a lot of the counterplay because he doesn't have to exert or turn sideways in order to put himself at risk. And so, that is something that we don't build into every card, but we do want to make sure that it feels like characters are characters the majority of the time. And this one was a little bit over the line with the Ward, as well as the lack of needing to turn sideways.
but fair because he's called the greediest of all. And what a greedy thing to say. I'll take it. I'll take it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Notably, we don't see muses up here. So again, the blink. Any blinks?
Oh no. Yeah.
We got a blink there. We got 2 blinks, so I think muses is back. Confirmed.
We're
Locked it
gonna-
in.
Amusing.
We're
Amusing.
gonna go on to Ruby.
PVZ is doing the reveal between this reading between the.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
No.
Everybody. So what do we see
Yep.
here?
Talk about it.
It's challenge time.
Oh,
You're not board
no.
wiping as
Yeah.
These two is
Oh.
time consuming.
Yeah.
No.
So how does that happen? I mean, this discussion. I mean, we talk about this. This is a tempo wipe. I mean, this is what you do to say, wait, don't stop doing what you're doing over there. So how did this conversation go? And how was it saying, hey, that emergency eject button's out of here?
Yeah, so this is kind of what I was alluding to earlier when I mentioned that, we also think about where we want the different ink types to move in the future and kind of looking at them and taking a step back and being like, what are the strengths and weaknesses of the various ink types? We did feel like Ruby was just a little bit over the line with all of the different removal options it has. Like Ruby should be one of the best single target removal colors. but we didn't like it also having this ability to affect the board as a whole. And so we are pulling back on that some by not including very powerful, very fun cards like this. And so, we know that there's going to be a lot of discussion about not having Be Prepared and that sort of board wipe in the meta. And so we are interested to see how it plays out. But we know board wipes are important for games and card games. And so even if we don't have Be Prepared, that is something that we are cognizant of moving forward.
Absolutely. And I'm just thinking about.
And I'll just say,
oh,
sorry,
go ahead.
Baker.
Yeah. I was
Yes,
just,
I
I was
bet
thinking,
you're
I was thinking about our.
Baker.
I was
prepared.
thinking about Baker, man. I feel so bad for the homie, man. He's been Be Prepared for so long, and we're hoping that it would come back. I know a lot of people are very interested to see this card return, but the fact that it was a song too, I think made it a bit too powerful. At least in my experience, I don't know about your guys in testing, but being able to sing Be Prepared and then continue your entire turn, I thought just created for a lot of unfair games some of the time. So
Yeah, and
I'm excited to see how it's gonna be without it, but I think we might miss it.
I will say that there's always going to be a bit of an ebb and flow to power levels of different things. So where early on there was a good call for something like this, where we're planning to go to next, there isn't as much call for it, and maybe we'll have something else that slots in. But who knows in the future, right? It could be that we decide that we want the environment to be that way again. So I wouldn't write this one off completely anytime soon.
We're prepared to not write it off, I think. But I do have one question. So how did the testing go with tempo and the speed of the game? As we talk about best of 3 format is going to be something that we have moving forward. And these cards made it where you're like, we're almost done here. And then they're like, actually clock back in. This game's still going. So how did you guys, did the speed of play into the decision to get rid of these 2 cards? And how did that factor in?
I think it did a little bit. Be Prepared and Sisu both could slow down the game in some different situations. Sisu was able to quest, which did help end games. But we wanted to get the new rotation to have a different type of tempo cycle. So a lot of thought and testing went into the new meta, and we are very happy with the way it's directed.
We were all excited. I like that you put the emerald and then the ruby because we're like, yeah. But
Yeah.
we got 2 more colors, guys. Don't be. This is fun. This is
Yeah. And honestly, I'm happy for Sisu. Sisu can go. Sisu destroyed my
Yes.
life
I
multiple
still have the little
times,
one.
especially with the ship. And when the little Sisu got announced, I was like, oh, for sure, we're getting Sisu back, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
the daring
cry.
visitor.
Yeah, when the daring visitor showed up, I was like, the big one for sure is coming. I'm so glad that
Yeah.
it's not. But Be Prepared, I think it might be a card that we might end up missing. But to that point, I know Steve just mentioned it. Is there something like an unban list, if that makes any sense, in this post rotation world? If you guys are watching from on high and you're seeing like, hey, the meta is needing this effect, would you ever consider saying, hey, these cards are now legal to be played again, add it back into the card pool type situation?
So no,
Okay.
quite frankly, it would cause so much confusion to have
Mhm.
those cards randomly come back. And one of the values of having just set rotation is that you know exactly what's in and what's out and when it's going to be that way. So if we had any system like that, it would cause some problems.
Okay. Perfect. Makes sense. Just have to deal with it.
Emergency gun. Rotate back in. Rotate everybody. Sure, go back. But no,
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I will say that if we feel like the environment calls for it, you'll probably see it in an upcoming set.
Gotcha.
Sure. So can reprints be? I mean, this is a question that you might have covered, but can reprints occur in non-set 9? After set 8 is kind of when, or every 4th set is when the rotation is. So can cards be reprinted between, this Fabled and then the math 12, 11? No, 13.
So I mean, we already saw, Captain Hook, Forceful Duelist come back, and
Dalmatian
I think
Puppy.
yeah, and Dalmatian Puppy. So I think like reprints are something you should expect to see a little bit more of in regular sets moving forward. It's not going to be a certain quota or a certain amount. It's kind of on a set by set basis what we decide we want for the play environment. But you can definitely expect to see some reprints in other sets moving forward.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
and
You heard it.
also
the-
oh, sorry, Steve, you go.
I just wanted to add on to that just a little bit. Although we might reprint a card, if it had an enchanted version of it, we will not be reprinting that enchanted version. So, although we may bring back a card, if it had the enchanted version, it's not that enchanted version is not coming back.
Yep.
Mm,
And then
which is very fun.
the other thing that I wanted to mention is because we have talked about this before. Fabled is an anniversary set, which is part of why the artworks are returning from previous sets. Reprints that happen in future sets, the plan is not to always have the same artwork as the original printing. That was something
That's
that was chosen for this set specifically. But with that said, we will move on to Sapphire.
Oh, oh,
Oh, who needs
oh,
these
oh,
cards? Nobody. Items in Sapphire,
oh
but
no.
Yeah,
Oh
so
no.
I would say
Oh,
this is an interesting combination of cards because I feel like, both of them are not coming back for different reasons. So Popsicle on the left, that's something that, we've made a lot of items that draw cards when you play them. And that's something that we do want to be a little bit more cautious of moving forward, especially one drop items that draw a card when you play it, because they're just so good for creating engines, especially in Sapphire. And so for that reason, we're like, maybe we should not bring back Popsicle, even though it is, of course, a very fun card. But on the right, like Fishbone Quill is not a card that we feel like has, any sort of like gameplay pattern issues at all. And so Fishbone Quill is not included just because we're actually pretty happy with the type of ramp that we currently have in the meta with Tipo and Sell the Azurite Sea, as well as a couple other cards, but we just didn't feel like it was needed at this time.
dang, that's gonna break a lot of Sapphire Steel players' hearts. I know a lot of people are gonna be super sad to see that Fishbone Quill gone. I know a lot of people are gonna be super sad to see the Popsicle gone because Tamatoa
Me.
was such a chase card and people really wanted it specifically for the interaction that it had with Popsicle. So that do you guys take that into account at all in any way, like how good a card is versus how sought after it may be based on the cards that are available when you are coming up with these designs, and in what cards you are not going to bring back? Is that, and we'll probably kick it over to you, Ali. I know that's probably right in your lane. Like, is that something you guys consider at all? Like the not necessarily the value, but how good a card is based on the cards that are around it, and how not so good a card will be when that card is now gone.
We do. We do a lot of testing, especially for 9 when we're doing the rotation to make sure that we had all the cards through 5 through 8 would be able to have a home still. In some ways, I think we do pay attention to how
Mhm.
good the quality of the card is all the times. But that's not the end all be all. Our primary goal is to make sure the game is fun and as balanced and playable as possible. So
And also having options,
Yeah.
right? Popsicle is definitely one of the strongest cards to go with Tamatoa, but there's options. There's other
Yeah.
items that could work, and we could have plans in future sets that those two together wouldn't work, but when that other card comes out, it'll be right back there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we do consider the power level of cards. I will say we don't really care about like the secondary value of cards or what people might
Right.
perceive to be the value of cards. Doesn't really come into any of our decisions, as you can see with some of the powerful cards that we're not reprinting. But
Mhm.
yeah, we don't really take into a fact that like, oh, this card, people really want it, and so they'll pay dollars for it. Like that never really comes up.
Okay. Makes sense.
Now, one thing that came up during the Hiram incident of past is, when we get rid of cards, we talk about what they depend on, and Popsicle was mentioned specifically on Nick Wild's card. Is this confirmation Nick Wild will not be rotating back? And I'm sure that's what the people all want to know. But do you guys map that out as far as cards that have key dependencies to make sure that, hey, if we're doing one X, then Y isn't impacted, and kind of mapping the downstream impacts?
That did come up. We that was the biggest reason we could, to put Popsicle in the set, because then we could actually include Nick Wild. And we're like, if we don't bring back Popsicle, we can't bring back Nick Wild. So that was an actual conversation we had.
Oh,
But in this case, it felt like it was worth the trade off.
Yeah.
Mm.
RIP.
And then our last
Yeah.
color, steel.
I'm so scared. This one's gonna.
No,
This one.
no,
I'm ready.
don't.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, we
We already
knew.
knew about
We
all
got
the
one.
new
Okay.
worlds, but
We're
Okay.
okay. It'll keep
Okay.
you scarier.
This one's safe. We didn't see Beast Tragic Hero up here. Okay, so I'm
I didn't
holding
see
out hope.
Zeus. I don't see Zeus.
I don't see
But
Zeus, but I'm sad. I'm sad there.
I do feel it.
Beast is
Yeah,
good.
I will. Yeah, but this, yeah, you're like, I'd like to see Zeus. But this is interesting because I mean, we talk about card draw and the value. I mean, these are two huge card draw engines. I mean, Popsicle's another one. So, I mean, how did that conversation go, knowing that Steel, it was, removal with a side of card draw and saying, well, these are two where you are not going to have the same tools you had available. And A Whole New World is, I think, one of those cards with Be Prepared where it's hugely meta defining. So, how did that decision go?
I'll go back to the philosophy of what we were doing. We wanted
Yeah.
cards that were meta defining to kind of have a break and give people other options on what they can build and let people kind of decide, have a fresh start on deciding what they wanted to build. Let the Storm Rage on, obviously a very powerful damage spell. There's obviously going to be a lot of steel damage spells or actions in the future because that's just something steel does. So bringing back the strongest one probably that they've had short of Zeus is it makes it very challenging to make new cards that are going to excite people. And so, just time for that one to take a break. And Whole New World was I don't think you can get much more meta defining than a card like that.
For sure.
So yeah, it just
It was
we need we need the ability to make some cards that people are going to be excited about outside of these. So these can be for Infinity and maybe in the future.
for sure. Infinity and beyond. There you go.
Yes,
I
that's fun.
personally, I don't have an issue with either of these cards taking the hit. Let the Storm Rage on has caused me to rage on multiple times. It's one of the most frustrating plays when my opponent gets to go first. They play down the Cinderella on one, and I just sit there and I'm just raging because I know the storm is going to come, and it just feels so bad. So I'm glad this card is out. A Whole New World, I'm a little indifferent about because I thought this card created for some really cool games. Like cool things can happen with Whole New World. And I am going to miss that a bit. It'll still be around in Infinity, and hopefully beyond it'll rotate back in. Let the storm rage on out here. Are you guys?
Let the storm
Is
rage out.
oh, sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
Oh no, it was a bad joke. No, go ahead. It was not worth it. Go ahead.
It was a good joke. I missed it. I missed it. But in testing, can you talk about that as well? Like the steel aspect. I remember when Fortisphere got the chop, it was because one of the things like steel's identity doesn't necessarily draw cards without that discard attachment. Was that a part of the Let the Storm Rage on as removal as well? The fact that it does draw a card and not discard a card. Did that come up at all?
I would say it was part of it, but it's not like Steel can't do that. Like we do look at draw a card as potentially something that we could put as an extra text on pretty much any
Mhm.
ink type of card. Like if it was draw multiple cards, like now that would be an issue from a color pie standpoint, and we would have to take a hard look at that card, especially obviously in the case of Steel if it's not discarding. But no, the draw a card I think was just like the extra value on top of having it be a song that just made it really hard to answer, and it does kind of feel bad getting like 2-for-1,
Yeah.
having your character removing and then they immediately replace the card and could even draw into another copy of Storm Rage on and keep doing it. So the draw card was definitely impactful in choosing not to bring it back, but we weren't saying that it couldn't come back because it had the
Okay.
text card on it.
Okay. Makes sense.
Right.
I'm personally happy it's gone. R.I.P. Let Storm
We
Rage on.
we're a little over time, but we still have to get through some reveals.
Okay, that's exciting. We concealed, now we reveal.
The first one, we'll just go through really quick. You saw it in the deck list yesterday that Lukas and I forgot wasn't going to be revealed yet.
Surprise reveal, everyone.
Just an
Friends
Easter
of the
egg.
show.
It's just an Easter
Yeah.
egg. We're just rewarding people for reading our content. That's
There you
it.
go. And Sudden Chill, no Prince John, not that bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not that bad.
guys. Could be
I don't think
worse.
it's that
Could
bad.
be worse.
Could be way worse.
Yeah, no,
We-
this is like an archetypal, Emerald
Mhm.
card. Like this is totally fine. It's not like we want to remove discard from the game. but we just want it to be in a reasonable spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if people can draw cards, then I think it makes sense that people can have cards taken away. You can't have one without the other. The yin to the yang. It's painful, but Sun and Chill is suddenly back on the menu.
It's just a 1-for-1. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm super chill with sudden chill.
Super true,
Sorry.
son. We'll keep riffing. Oh, so we've got this is the untrained. We have the accomplished mystic, but this is the untrained mystic. She's trying to figure it out. She's in the library, and so this one, okay, both. Wow, I did it.
They're both back.
Okay, so
Oh,
that
you
is
got it.
very, very exciting because this is a power combo where you're allowed to do a little bit of healing and a little bit of removal if you're doing it right. So very excited to see this of the untrained mystic and the unaccomplished mystic, and the mystic is not their name, but either way. So this is fun. JDC.
She's got two paths. It seems like she's a mystic and she's also an inventor. So she's a mystic inventor.
True.
Maybe you make a full on Bell deck now. We need strange but special back.
She's a hunter
to
too. She
complete-
also sit in the trees with the.
She
She's
does.
doing it all. She's really out of control, if we're gonna be honest. But
I like
this
it,
one,
and I think these two effects are great. This is going to probably take my Rapunzel is now going to be Belle, I suppose, to kind of do a similar thing. You can heal and get some value from it. Maybe it's not the same card, but it's going to be a similar kind of situation. I think it's neat. I think it's neat. Is
I
this
do.
is this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I do love the story of these two cards where it's like
Mhm.
she's beginning her journey playing with this magic and then she becomes more accomplished. I will say I do need to follow up with the narrative team who does fantastic work. Love our narrative team, but like it kind of leaves me hanging because the flavor text on Untrained Mystic says no matter what she tried, she couldn't completely heal Beast's wound. So I need to know, like going to the accomplished Mystic, if she actually goes back and fully heals it. I'm gonna assume yes, but I kind of want confirmation of that.
I mean, after the card we saw earlier, he looked pretty charming, and I would finish healing. I'd say, hey,
Yeah.
come back here. You're helping me. You're giving me +1 strength and +1 willpower. I'll heal you.
I like it. I like it. Oh man. Okay. Okay. Ursula.
A singer. She sings. She does it all.
Ursula Vanessa. How did she get in there? Very cool.
Who
Very cool.
invited you? That's
Where you
not.
coming
Yeah.
from? If you put Zeus on this screen, Richelle, I'm gonna shake your hand next time. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Shake your
That's
hand.
another that's another a bit of trauma there for me as they go Cindy. I can't stop that, and then they go Ursula on two, and they Zeus my guy. Is that it's? But I think this card is also quite neat to come back in. In your guys' testing, was that 1/4 no Rapunzel? Was that not an issue anymore with this singer coming in on two? What do you
This
think about it?
wasn't an issue. It
No issue.
wasn't
No
an
issue.
issue.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Okay.
And so now I'm like on pins and needles. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the colors we're doing here.
The-
Because now we're filling between the
The
lines
bigger
here.
interaction is the bigger interaction is now like Sisu,
Yes.
small Sisu can actually interact with her. So
Mhm. Oh, true.
Yeah. That daring
Yeah.
visitor. Get her out
different
of here.
options.
Yeah, you got that,
But
and also you can hit the troubadour as well. So singers might be back. They just need some really cool songs to sing. I like the card. Maybe she gets an epic treatment as well. Maybe.
ooh. It's one of my
And
favorite card names because her name is Ursula Vanessa. Amazing.
Okay.
speaking of Sisu,
Uh-oh.
I guess in core we have a new big Sisu.
Medium
Let's
Sisu is now Big
go.
Sisu.
Oh,
It's been
man.
upgraded.
Depending on how
Oh,
big your
yeah.
opponent's hands are. If
That's
you play it
true.
in multiplayer, it's absolutely going to be big. It'll definitely be
One
the
size
biggest.
fits all. One size fits all
Goodness.
Sisu of Emboldened
Okay.
Warrior. And now
Me-
there's Empowered Sibling and Emboldened Warrior, which I struggled with. And you guys did me a real solid here. It's just Emboldened Warrior for now. So in one format. But
Let's
Infinity,
get
we'll
it.
figure that out later. But this is exciting. And this is a card that we saw see a lot of gameplay in Ruby Amethyst. So was this a card that you guys were feeling a little bit excited to put back? And are any cards that you're hoping to synergize with that maybe we saw them with Frenemy, Flynn Rider Frenemy, which might not get to see him again right now, but are there any other cards that you guys had in mind when you decided to reprint these cards? Not specifically, but in general, did you think about those
Yeah.
synergies when picking them?
Absolutely. And I will
Just
say
a
this
damn
card
dragon.
this card in particular is neat just because it can get really big, but it gets the biggest when your opponent is doing things that are kind of a little bit outside of the norm by drawing a bazillion cards into their hand. And I will also say I did bring up multiplayer. Like it is important to have some cool cards around for multiplayer. I don't know if anybody's going to play Core Constructed multiplayer, but if they do, this card is sweet. But I will say for this card, the fact that your opponent can play around it and lower the strength is a neat point of interaction that I really enjoy with.
Okay. And I actually might have to eat a shoe because a friend of mine, shout out to Dave, Attack for Two, he said that card's going to be reprinted. I was like, no chance. They're not bringing it back. And now I lost. So I will have to find a nice
A
leather
fresh
bound
shoe.
shoe and a nice
Yeah.
fresh shoe and eat it. Okay, there you go.
So
That
we have a new reveal that is, I think, Lucas's favorite card in the set.
ooh.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite card in this set.
Whoa.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of cards that just give you hard decisions. And when you drop this Nala, like depending on the opponent's board state, like it gives them some hard decisions because while this character has no damage, she gets +1 lore and gains resist +1. So sometimes you are going to have to choose whether or not you want to attack through the resist to put a damage on her to turn off the lore, or if you wait and try to get more value by just trying to take her out all at the same time. But early in the game, like this sort of texture is really neat. And also, I feel like getting a 2-cost 3 lore character with resist +1 is something we haven't really done before. And so like that's also super exciting to try to build around and figure out what sort of aggro shells you can put this card in.
That's it. I can my mind again. I'm not the greatest player or deck builder in the universe. I can tell you that right now. But I'm thinking about the Amber Steel aggro deck, and I'm also thinking about the Sapphire Steel aggro deck with the ally synergy. This is an ally. This is an
Mhm.
ally. It comes out. They call it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the meta. But they call it Kiwi Birds type strategy. Sapphire Steel, very
Mm.
curved, aggro focused, bodyguard type strat. It comes out. This seems like it'll be a perfect fit for that deck with the resist and the high questing power coming in on 2. I think this card is going to be a problem. Okay, this is going to be a menace, I
Or a
think.
solution. You got to think, which side are you on the deck? If you're playing Nala, that sounds like a solution to me. And as you mentioned, the ally synergy is something that's been another one where we see the words slowly build up. Here, wait a minute, I see it. It's coming together. So very excited to
Hmm.
see. Can I get the Sapphire Seal ally Kiwi Bird spectacular deck going?
I think it's going to
Yeah,
be
and
fun.
one of the interesting things about this card is I was trying to think like, what is an interest like a card that I would be okay playing at 0 strength? Because personally, like I really dislike putting 0 strength characters into my deck, because you just get no value on the crackback. And so it's like, what would be kind of an interesting character that I would actually be excited to play that has 0 strength? Because usually if a character has 0 strength, I give it a side eye. And I'm like, why am I going to play you? Like, what is the point? I think this
Yeah,
one easily passes the bar.
for sure, for sure. And the artwork is so clean. I love
Yes.
what I'm seeing here. It looks really nice. You got the hyenas, you got the waterfall, you got Nala. Very aggressive. I think this is a nice, completely good card. I love it. I'm not gonna love seeing it being spammed against me here in a few short weeks when I'm playing against someone using this card against
Only
me.
4, just 4 copies.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, you're right.
Only 4. You only have to worry about that.
That's it.
But
Okay.
she's
And
undaunted. We can be undaunted together.
Okay.
so we have 2 more cards to show that are enchanted cards.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Everyone.
Okay. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
oh
This is
my lord.
that is
Oh
beautiful.
my
Scar
lord.
finally
Oh,
king using his Hamilton? No, Hamilton. Hamlet. I'm sorry.
Hamlet.
Macbeth. Which one's Hamlet? There we go. I know Shakespeare.
Macbeth.
Listen, that's the lore we know here. And this is beautiful.
That's
And it
clean.
almost has a flash of yellow. Is that intentional? Am I picking up am I seeing something here with that beautiful
A little
flash of color
splash
I'm
in
seeing
there.
here? Yeah,
A
that
little
seems like a very
splash.
playful color treatment. I know we're talking about mechanics, but I'm seeing things that I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. And
The
and we were.
age-old
Oh, go
question
ahead.
of is it yellow or gold? I'm a fan of several sports teams that have supposedly
Yes.
gold in them, and yeah, it comes up all the time. Yellow, gold? I don't know. I couldn't tell you actually. I guess that's a Shane Smith or Shane Hartley question. Is this yellow or gold? I guess you'll have to get the card to find out.
Dang, this is really cool. And I think the card is actually. I see people when this card was revealed. I think it came from one of the Chinese sources. It was revealed, and a lot of people were speculating wildly on what they could do with it. There's so many cool things like this with the Tinkerbell, bringing in exert automatically. There are a lot of Ruby cards that are allies that have a ton of strength already. Lumiere is confirmed, a rotated card, so he can also increase strength as well. I think this card is groovy, and I'm ready to try it out. Also with Sapphire as well, there are a lot of allies there from a strategy that we were just talking about. So this is a cool card. I think it's a very neat design, and the enchanted looks freaking amazing, dude. This is beautiful, beautiful. Well done.
Yeah.
And
Goodness.
one more enchanted.
All right, big hit, big hit.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
goodness. You guys, this is a double. This is a back-to-back
Go,
classic.
man. That's
Circle of Life.
crazy.
I mean, Baker's out here looking for a new song to sing, so now we
There
get
you
to
go,
hear him
Baker.
go. He can belt the Circle of Life
The
and
circle of life. I can see him
sing
ripping that.
together.
I can see
He
him
can do
ripping
it
that.
all, honestly.
No,
What
someone,
song can he not kill?
yeah, for sure. Contact
Vanish.
Baker and get him on that one, dude. We got you, Baker. We got you covered, big dog. And this card, I think, will see playability as well. Play a character from discard for
A
free.
little bit.
Is that something that I know we had to revive? We got a lot of stuff that interacts with the discard with Amber. That's a part of the Amber's identity, correct?
It is. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Revive was the card that, I think its heart was in the right place, but we felt like we could push this effect a little bit more since Amber is the best at doing it. So we wanted to give them the premier revive card, if you will, in this slot. And then, like, what's a better theme for that than Circle of Life? Everything comes back around.
And my goodness, this is, I know we're not talking about the artist, but Al Pizzoni, great artist to meet in person. And then this art and then the mechanics, it's all of it. You guys are ending on, listen, this was an emotional main stage. We had some memories. We had bad memories, good memories, but this one, it's all about the circle of life. And we all become part of the savannah and we rotate and we become a new deck. So, and sing together. It's all coming together. I'm working, guys. I'm doing this improv.
Katie's yelling it.
Feeling really
That was
existential
ripping.
there.
Yeah, right. We all are the circle of life, a circle of card printing. And
That's very beautiful.
I'm excited. I must touch these
love it.
cards. Please let me have them.
Man, this was great. I love it. I'm excited. Thank you for allowing me to be here, and it's so nice to meet you guys. But this was a good time. I do feel high though. I feel so, and just talking to people around the community as well. I feel like there is so much and so much hope, and people are so excited to get into this new meta and try to break this new meta and try to get the new the best strategy and figure out what it's going to look like, and hopefully that type of excitement can last and see if we can push that on into the future and with the rest of the sets coming out. I think it was great.
Yeah,
Well,
and I mean, I think it was really great to talk about cards that we're not bringing back as well as cards that bring back, because sometimes, those just kind of get like brushed over when we're revealing a bunch of cards. And so it was really neat and a great opportunity to be able to speak directly to the community about some of our decisions, because we do want to be as transparent as possible about what's going on with the game and where we see it going forward.
Yep. And with all that said, thank you everyone for joining today. We went up to 1050 in the audience, which was pretty crazy to see. But yeah, thanks to the game design and game dev folks that join. It's always really great to be able to chat with you and talk more about each set in here. I hope everyone's enjoyed that. Fabled is pre-release starts August 29th, with the full release the week after on September 5th. So make sure to get out to your local game stores for that. And obviously Disney parks and stores. But yeah, Katie, where can folks generally find you?
You can find me, at the Lorekeepers Inn on, just type that in. Katie, you can type Katie Lorcana, you might get a few Katies, but if you type the Lorekeepers in, you'll find me on all the socials making content about Lorcana and casting, and just really excited. I'm now, I was, when reveal season, you have to lock in and kind of the trickle, but now I'm fully locked in, as JDC would say. So I'm excited to see. So JDC, where can people find you locking in?
Oh, I'm all, if you see me, I'm always around. I'm everywhere. I'm currently located in the Ravensburger vents right now, currently. But
Beautiful.
most days you'll see me on Twitch. I stream on Twitch almost every day. JDZ Quest on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere. JDZ Quest. I love Lorcana, and I'm all in on the community. So if you guys want to come and hang out, please feel free to do so. I will be around all the time.
That seems
And
menacing a little bit.
you're gonna be
Never
on
rotating.
you're gonna be
Oh,
on the Lorecast tomorrow on
tomorrow.
twitch.tv/DizzyLorcana. So we are gonna talk a little bit more about Fabled tomorrow. I hope people can join. We'll have some reveals of some epic and enchanted cards. And
Oh
yeah,
man.
it's
Okay.
gonna be a good time.
I'm on my way. I'm coming down from the bench,
Anything,
JDZ.
Come on.
Steve, Ali, Lucas, anything you guys want to say before we wrap up? Silence.
I said something, so I was giving them the opportunity, but yeah, this was fun. Hope to do it again. Had a good time.
Yeah, and I just want to thank the community for coming out and listening to us chat about Fabled, and I hope that they get a chance to enjoy it soon.
And thank you so much for playing our game or collecting. We put a lot of heart and energy in every card we make, and we feel the love coming from the community.
Absolutely. And
Right.
I believe everyone in the community does appreciate all the hard work and effort that goes into that. And from me to you, I want to thank you guys all for allowing me to be here and ask you these questions and deal with these random outbursts. Because I'm a fan of the game, and I'm sure you guys take a lot of pride in what you've made and what you've done. And I personally appreciate the hard work, and I know a lot of people do as well. So thank all of you for everything that you've done, and continue to do great stuff. And don't fumble the bag. I mean, the standard is high. You got to keep it up.
I like
Go
that.
Red
A
Sea
little bit,
Josh.
appreciation and a threat, and I like it. And either way, we're still in the vents. We're ready. We're ready to get to come down, no matter what. So very excited, and thank you as well. This is wonderful.
Great. Thanks, everyone. That's everything we have for today. See you next time.